Hey guys, welcome back to Vanata Salam Network. I hope you are all doing great and you are keeping well with the exam season. So I wish you all success in advance and make sure you take care of yourself too. Exams can't kill us. So back to topic. As the title of the video states, today we are going to discuss a very important topic. Personally, I consider it as one of the most important topics that we should concentrate a lot on and discuss more about it, especially with our younger ones, with our siblings, our friends, and so today we are going to talk about relationships between young people and their parents. And so I'm actually so excited, overwhelmed at the same time, because I am my guest today and I might discuss some of my personal experiences and challenges I faced and solutions growing up and so on. So before that, we are going to we are going to have some theory. It's always good to start and have a foundation. So we are going to talk about parenting styles that were given to us by psychologists, or let me say people specialized in that sector. So we are going to discuss the different parenting styles, their responses, and their demands too. Before I forget, make sure you subscribe, follow, and like the video. So let's get into it. So guys, we are going to state the 4 parenting styles, and we're going to start with the permissive parenting style. What is a permissive parenting style? Basically, it is a child-driven life. There is an open communication between the children, or let me say the kids, and their parents. The kids are allowed to take decisions for themselves widely, and most of the time, the parents might decide to set rules and expectations for their kids, but it's not enforced, it's not put into play. So the parents are just so loving and caring. All they care for is the happiness of their children. So in other words, they are more of friends to their kids than parents. 2, we have the authoritative parenting. There is a mutual communication. There is that one-on-one communication. They are very supportive, they are very caring, they are always down to hear from you. They give you natural consequences, like when you do anything wrong. For example, you fail a test, they will use that situation to direct you to the right way, to give you good advice on how to handle a matter next time, how to do better next time. So yes, that's authoritative. 3, we have the neglectful parenting style. Neglectful parenting style most of the time is the uninvolved parent, or parents in other matters. So these are the uninvolved parents. But these people normally they struggle with their self-esteem, I could say, and they also have a problem with creating, or let me say, building up close relationship with others for various reasons. So that's neglective parenting style, or neglectful. 4, we have the authoritarian parenting style. That is, in one word, strict parenting. Okay, it's a one-way communication. They always take your decisions for you, or let me say they take the decision for their children, and their word is what goes on. There is no any free communication, and it's basically they set strict rules, strict expectations, and you must follow them. Yes, so these are the 4 parenting styles, and from there we are going to continue and see the response and the demands of each category. So I took the honors to make a short quiz or let me say a survey, and I sent them to a few of my friends. Shout out to you guys for responding to me. And the form literally states one question: how will you define your parents' parenting style? And I got statistics, and I'm going to use these statistics to state the responsiveness, to state the demand and the effects of each category. Okay, so it says 56.3% are authoritative. Okay, we have 34.4% permissive. Okay, we have 6.3 authoritarian and 3.1 neglectful. I'd say these are fair enough statistics. Yeah, it's quite fair. And so once again, thanks guys for your response. And now let's use this, starting with the biggest portion to the list, to identify the responses, the demand, and the effects. So communication is literally the base. It's the foundation of all relationship. It's something that people always need to concentrate and build on. Okay, communication is key. Let me say that communication is key. It's something that would open for you a lot of doors. You know, it's a multitasking formation, let me say. So yeah, concentrate on communication in all your relationships. But back to our authoritative parent. So because of that aspect, it's easier for them to get involved in their parents' life. That's why, in their kids' life, that's why it gets the highest responsiveness from the children. Let's go to demand. Being an authoritative parent, it needs a high demand too, because you are a working parent. You have a family to cater on. You have, let me say, a lot of things running around as an adult. You have a lot of things running around your circle. So for an authoritative parent to create enough time for their kids to get involved into their life, because young people are a big deal, guys. We are a big deal. We are like a whole chaos by ourselves. So literally creating that time, it needs a high demand. Okay, especially our South Sudanese parents, let me say, and let me relate it back to me. As my dad, he works 24/7, so it's hard, or let me say, let me be in his shoes. I'm very sure it's hard for him to always try and make that time for us, his children, but he does it. So it's literally very hard to be able to organize everything and be there for everyone, or each and every one of the kids. So yeah, let me go to effects. I don't think there is any negative effects there on our children from an authoritative parent, but the only thing I would say, if you know you have an authoritative parent, you need to cherish that. You need to hold it like an egg, in a layman language, because having an authoritative parent is, I think it's literally legit. It's a very comfortable life. It's a very honest life. It's a very open life, you know, no secrets, nothing. You have the freedom. You are always at ease, because you know, my parents got me. Okay, even though you do anything, even though you go through anything, you know they are there for you and they will always support you. Next, let's go to permissive. As I stated also before, permissive, mostly these guys are more of your friends than parents. Okay, so that also gets a very high responsiveness from the children, because who doesn't want an open parent? Who doesn't want a friend as a parent? Like, it's just nice. So yeah, that gets a very high responsive. But in permissive, there is very low demand from their parents, because I believe it's always easier to be your child's friend than being their parent, because of course a parent is much more strict. They have rules, but with a permissive parent, no, yeah, we are bright as well, and so it's like it doesn't need too much effort from them. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It releases a bit of the stress, though they might be tricked. We all know ourselves. So they might be tricked, and they are easily neglected, let me say, by their kids. But besides that, it's also a very high responsive very high responsive parenting style from the children. What is the effect of that? It has a lot of positive effect from the children, but on the parent, sometimes it has side effects. As I stated before, they might be neglected, they are easily deceived, because and they might be but much more less strict, so the kids can go lose anytime, anyhow. So let's go to authoritarians, since it is our third highest. Authoritarian. Let me start with demands, okay? For an authoritarian parent, these guys have very high demand, because to put it in one sentence, for you to be a strict parent, that needs a lot of effort. It basically needs a lot of energy, because you will always have to be closely and tightly involved in your child's life. Literally, you are always there, you always have to keep up with everything they do. So that literally needs a lot of effort. So kind of shout out to these guys. I see the effort you put. But the responsiveness from the children, it's less. You get less responsiveness from that, because beside them being your children, they're also human, okay? They are also like you. They need their own life, they need their own shell, they need the freedom, they need to breathe, they need to learn, they need to go out, they need to discover, they need to explore, they need to do all the activities, try them out and discover themselves, not just be in a closed box and directed left and right. No. And as young people, we go through stages, adolescence, teenage life, puberty, teenage life, adolescence, and all that. So you will definitely get negative responses from them, because nobody wants anyone to interfere and to run their life in general. No, nobody would want that, So normally authoritarians get very little response from their children. Effects. Effects of authoritarian parenting style, especially on the children. You get a rebellious child. Basically, you get a rebellious child. That one day, one time will burst on you. All the emotions and the fear, all the sadness, all the negative energy has been building all along. So that time will come where everything will just decide to come out. And it will definitely come out in a very bad way. So after that, you will definitely find or see a different child, a different person completely, someone that you never knew. So my shout out to any person out there that thinks they have an authoritarian parent, I would just want to advise you that I don't think you have to reach that expulsion part. I don't think you have to be in that awful situation with all the quarrels and that bad respond. So, because after all, they're your parents. They're still our parents. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, they are still our parents. And there is not any bad parent. There is not any parent that would want something bad for their child. It's just the way they do things, their parenting style. Let me state it. There is not any bad parent, but it's just a bad parenting style. Okay? So, as that child, I would advise you to limit yourself. Limit your contact with them, because sometimes when you avoid things, you are giving your mind rest. Let me say, avoiding them and ignoring them for some time, limiting your contact with them, limiting seeing them, stuff like that, would definitely keep you from a lot of harm. Because one day, one time, you are going to leave their presence. You're not going to stay with your parents forever. One day, one time, you're going to grow up, have your own life, have your own family, have your own job, and that's it. You're not going to stay with them forever. So there is no harm to limit yourself from problems at this time, especially with your parents, And we all know our South Sudanese parents, so I believe at this point, sometimes laying low can be a solution. 2, I would advise you to create your own supportive system. Okay? A friend, an auntie, an uncle, someone, or people, a group of people, Make them your support system. You feel low, you have someone that would try, would try to give you what you are missing or what you are looking for. Your support system. They will always be there for you and all that. That's something you can also do. I would never advise you to break their rules. One way or another, please don't do that, because you'll be causing more harm to yourself than to them. So yeah, that's what I would advise you. So let's go to our last parenting style, that is neglectful. With neglectful, as I said before, they are literally uninvolved. And I was so sad to see that there is actually some people who responded neglectful, but yeah, we still need to consider that, seriously consider that, because as I stated before, most neglectful parents, they struggle with self-esteem. They struggle with creating or building relationships, close relationship with people. It's not their choice. It's not what they would want, okay? But it might be an outcome of anything. Probably trauma from their childhood, probably emotional problems led them to that, It's not like they don't care. They do care about you, but they don't know how to show it. They don't know how to bring it to the table. And so their mechanism is to stay away from it, to be so uninvolved, They think it will protect you and to protect them, because they always think of the worst about themselves, let me say. So I won't advise you to judge them because we are trying to break such generational traumas, such robes, such generational threads. We want to change that, okay? We want the next, or We want our kids to be better than us, the same way our parents want us to be better than them. They want us to reach levels that they weren't able to reach. They want us to glow. They want us to shine. They want us to be better people than they are. They want us to grow responsibly. They want us to grow smartly. They want us to have an impact, you know. They also want to walk and be like, yeah, that's my daughter, yeah, that's my son, and feel proud about us. Okay, so yeah, I think we mentioned all the 4 parenting styles. Yeah, we did neglectful, authoritative, permissive, and authoritarian. And yeah, let's carry on from there.